hand over this program into your hands. At the end, Holy Spirit, let Jesus be glorified. In Jesus' name we are prayed. Amen.
Please be seated. A very big thank you to you, Reverend Afote Odai. And on that cue, we welcome all of you to the launch of the National AI Strategy under the auspices of the Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation. We'd like to specially welcome His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana. Please put your hands together for His Excellency. Thank you for being here. We also want to acknowledge the Speaker of Parliament, the Right Honorable Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagwing. Please put your hands together for him. Thank you, sir. Very privileged to have the Chief Justice, His Lordship Justice Paul Bafoboni, JSC. Thank you, sir. A program like this is so important. We have a raft of state functionaries. We'd like to acknowledge our senior presidential advisors here, including Dr. Valerie Sawyer, Prosper Douglas Bani, and the rest of the advisors. Please put your hands together for all of them. Thank you very much. We have a number of ministers of state, including the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa. Please acknowledge him. The Minister for Education, Haruna Idrisu. Please acknowledge him. The Minister for the Interior, the Honorable Muntaka Mubarak. The Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture as well, Emilia Arthur. We also have a number of deputy ministers, including the Deputy Minister of Communication, the Deputy Minister of Defense, and other deputy ministers. Please put your hands together for all of them. We are very privileged to have our revered traditional leaders, our Nime, Name, our Neneme. Let's acknowledge all of them with a round of applause. Thank you so much for gracing us with your majestic presence. A program like this requires a very special chairperson. So please permit me to introduce our chairman with a very short summary of his illustrious profile. Chairing this important event is the Right Honorable Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagwing. The Right Honorable Bagwing currently serves as the Speaker of the 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic of Ghana. A lawyer by profession, he holds the distinct honor of being the longest serving member of Parliament in Ghana's history, having represented his people of Nadoli Kalio constituency for 28 unbroken years. Before assuming the high office of Speaker, he built an unparalleled resume in both the legislative and executive branches, guiding the House as both majority and minority leader and serving in a number of ministerial portfolios, including health, water resources, works, and housing. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct pleasure and the pleasure of the ministry to welcome our chairperson for today, the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, the Honorable Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagwing. Please receive him with a human and a thunderous round of applause, not an AI round of applause. Right Honorable Speaker, your audience is eagerly waiting to hear you.
Your Excellency, this AI. Your Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the President of the Republic of Ghana, my Lord the Chief Justice, Justice Paul Bafoboni, Honorable Ministers of State, the Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Debra, my members, some troublesome, some very good, members of Parliament, Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, heads of institutions, distinguished traditional leaders, revered religious leaders, representatives of the private sector, our esteemed development partners, my lordships, and colleagues from the judiciary, members of the academia and captains of industry, ladies and gentlemen. Let me begin by expressing my profound appreciation for the honor accorded me to chair this historic national occasion, the launch of Ghana's National Artificial Intelligence Strategy. I accept this responsibility with humility and a deep sense of public duty, fully conscious that today's event marks far more than the unveiling of a policy document. It represents a defining moment in Ghana's national development journey. We gather here not merely to launch a strategy, but to affirm a vision of Ghana that is courageous enough to embrace the future, wise enough to confront its complexities, and bold enough to provide leadership on the African continent in the responsible and ethical application of emerging technologies. Artificial intelligence is rapidly reshaping economies, governance systems, production processes, education, healthcare, and security across the globe. Its pace is unprecedented, its potential immense, and its impact unavoidable. Yet, as history teaches us, every powerful human innovation carries within it both promise and peril. Artificial intelligence can unlock productivity, improve public service delivery, enhance scientific discovery, and expand economic opportunity. At the same time, if left unchecked or poorly governed, it can deepen inequality, weaken social trust, threaten privacy, and marginalize the most vulnerable among us. It is therefore not enough to be technologically advanced. We must also be morally grounded. It is our constitutional and ethical obligation to ensure that AI is developed and deployed in a manner that uplifts the Ghanaian spirit, protects human dignity, safeguards our democracy, and expands opportunity for all. As a nation, Ghana has repeatedly demonstrated an ability to rise to pivotal moments in history with clarity of purpose and fidelity to our founding values: fairness, inclusiveness, accountability, and justice. The National Artificial Intelligence Strategy must be understood within this proud tradition. It is not merely a technical roadmap, it is a social contract. It reminds us that technology progress must never come at the expense of human progress. Development must not exclude rural communities. Innovation must not silence the youth, the elderly, or persons living with disabilities. Growth must not widen existing social economic inequalities. The Ghana we seek to build through the strategy is one in which science serves humanity, not the other way around. It is a Ghana where technology strengthens rather than weakens our social cohesion, democratic institutions, and rich cultural identity. It is a Ghana that uses intelligence, both human and artificial, to solve real problems, improving agricultural productivity, transforming education, advancing healthcare, enhancing public sector efficiency, and creating decent jobs for our young people. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, this vision can only be realized through collective action. Parliament stands ready to play its part by providing the necessary legislative framework to guide this emerging ecosystem. Laws must keep pace with innovation, ensuring safety, accountability, and public trust. Regulatory institutions must be empowered to protect citizens while enabling responsible experimentation. Our universities and research institutions must nurture critical thinking, ethics, and creativity alongside technical excellence. The private sector must lead with innovation, responsibility, and integrity. Civil society must remain vigilant, asking hard questions, amplifying public concerns, and holding all of us accountable. No single institution, no single sector, and no single generation can carry this responsibility alone. The journey toward an AI-enabled Ghana is a shared one, requiring dialogue, partnership, and sustained national commitment. I therefore commend all those who contributed to the development of this strategy, the experts, public servants, researchers, young innovators, development partners, and community voices whose insights shaped this national vision. The work ahead is substantial, and the challenges will be real. But I am confident that together we can build an AI-powered future that reflects the very best of who we are: a resilient, thoughtful, inclusive, and forward-looking Ghana. With these words, I reaffirm my acceptance of the role of chairperson of this important ceremony and invite us all to approach today's event with open minds, shared purpose, and renewed patriotism. May this national artificial intelligence strategy guide us wisely, and may our collective actions today place Ghana firmly on the path of inclusive, responsible, and transformative innovation. With this, I want to thank you for your kind attention, and as the opening prayer stated, the good Lord himself will continue to bless our homeland, Ghana. Thank you so much.
Another round of applause for our chairman for today, the Right Honorable Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagbin. We'd like to acknowledge all members of parliament here present. Just give us a wave from wherever you are sitting so we acknowledge you. Please put your hands together for all our MPs. I just saw our Greater Accra Regional Minister. We are welcome. Minister for Government Communications with an S, Felix Kwachofosu. Welcome to the program. A round of applause for him. Somebody was remarking they can understand why Foreign Minister, Education Minister, Interior Minister are here for AI, but fisheries they are not sure. And I said you will be surprised. AI can do anything. It can even catch fish. Emiliata will explain later. I'm telling you, AI can tell you where there's overfishing, where they are doing light fishing. Indeed, when the sector minister comes, he will show you the wonders of AI. So I want to segue into the segment where our host minister comes up. We won't say too many things about him except to say that every minister likes to think his ministry is the favorite of the president. But this minister says in every ministry you have only one picture of the president. It is only in his ministry that you have two pictures of the president. One in front of him to show him his future, and one behind him to show him that this man used to be here before. Because he was a minister of communication as well. So we want to bring up stage the Minister for Government, actually for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, an MP for the people of Ningo Prampram, the right, no, not right yet, the simple honorable, we are not yet right, the simple honorable Samuel Nate George. Please welcome him with a round of applause.
Your Excellency, President John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, the Right Honorable Speaker of Ghana's Parliament, you are the Right Honorable Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagbin, Your Lordship, the Chief Justice of Ghana, Justice Paul Bafoboni, the Honorable Deputy Chief of Staff, Senior Presidential Advisor on Governmental Affairs, my mummy Valerie Sawyer, Doctor, Honorable Ministers of State, Senior Members of Government, Members of Parliament, Deputy Ministers, Chairman of the Parliamentary Select Committee on Communications and Information, members of the Diplomatic Corps, our development partners, leaders from industry, academia, the judiciary, and the public sector, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I welcome you all and sincerely appreciate your acceptance of our invitation to this milestone.
Honorable Minister, if I may.
Oh, it does appear, Your Excellency, that we have an unexpected guest. And who are you? Who are you?
Good morning, Honorable Minister. I am Aku, your digital assistant for today, and perhaps a small glimpse into Ghana's future.
That's interesting, Aku. I would like to control technology and the future of it.
As it should be. I am here to support Ghana's ambition, not to define it.
Certainly, we won't let you define it. We believe that AI should be a catalyst for education to reach every child in Ghana. And I see the Education Minister is here. Aku? This is why I prefer my physical deputy minister.
Yechuse momlile AI banye eyebu ani kaselo sene kaselo kaji yakra tamale lo kumase abanya to ni kase moeleri bajiano sane bimoe ahito amlono ni kasemo ni hosubei.
Aku, you speak Ga? Wow, that's nice. But AI must also address the inequalities in our healthcare access, no?
Wo apomodi ho hihye mu no AI nso betumi aboa doctors anan riefo ama we yare wantem ne ohwe a wo betiri mu akompotempotem mu anka wontumi nko opi.
Interesting. Aku also speaks Twi. Deputy, Aku seems to speak more Ghanaian languages than you. But it's interesting that Aku is speaking. Sir? Reshuffle. Sir, no, I beg you. In our financial systems, no?
Lanchon labs polo AI yana na togo katare kwa mana dama ka yelge la pound swear ka sonda be makwala zante bage mankisin the meya banga a transfer tabi reswear lanchon kwa na dama polo.
Come on now, Aku, don't set my deputy up. You are showboating. That Bani? Really? Then it means you must also be able to help our farmers and maybe fishermen as well. No? Aku, fishermen?
And I will operate within those principles.
Oh, Aku, are you sure? What about our fishermen? Deputy, you seem to be in a comfortable lead.
Lad blede de mela, AI ate wadwalo ablede lao, chijaja, fenya blodi, nukuo fenyenye, Fenyo, Ple Kakareji Manoa Mesiji de Depoto. Chuani Baji Vadwasine.
I saw how Bernard got excited, said, number 9 in the house. My wife has thought giving me enough fetridechi for me to understand what he just said, what Aku just said in Ever. But for me, I believe that these possibilities are significant for us as a country. But Ghana must guide how this technology is used. We must guide it with responsibility, with ethics, and with purpose. Right, Aku?
And I will operate within those principles because AI in Ghana must reflect Ghanaian values.
Indeed, they must reflect Ghanaian values and with ethics and with purpose. Right?
And I will operate within those principles because AI in Ghana must reflect Ghanaian values.
Indeed, they must reflect Ghanaian values. So, Aku.
Honorable Minister, I will now step aside so you continue your address. This moment belongs to leadership.
Thanks so much, Aku. And I hope that we can explore the endless possibilities of AI together. I think that...
Carbon fully, Nikinishu Bui, the Shimpa Abba, she annual catching to Danabo of this.
Well, Mr. President, my gonja is really not that deep, and I don't know what Aku said. I hope Aku has not set me up for a reshuffle. I hope she doesn't want my position, Minister. I'm safe. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen. Today's launch, Your Excellency, demonstrates the commitment that you have given driving Ghana's digital journey. Ghana steps forward deliberately and confidently in intelligence age. We're guided by President Mahama. The ministry defines our national direction for full participation in the emerging technology space. We intend to use artificial intelligence responsibly and ethically and in accordance with a well-thought-out governance framework. This technology will transform our economy and improve our people's lives. Let me begin by thanking our partners, GIZ, Fair Forward, and the government of Germany, the British High Commission and the FCDO, the KNUST Responsible AI Lab, the UNDP in Ghana, UNESCO in Ghana, UNICEF in Ghana, and the Data Protection Commission under the Ministry of Communications. This strategy shows what we can accomplish when we collaborate and share that Africa must define how AI works for our people, not just. I also extend sincere appreciation to all stakeholders who contributed to this journey. Our industry leaders brought practical insights. Academia provided in research. The judiciary and legal fraternity strengthened our thinking on ethics and leadership and regulation. Our ministries, departments, and agencies coordinated efforts to ensure that this strategy is implementable. Let me state clearly, this strategy is not solely the work of the Ministry of Communication, Digital and Innovation. It reflects the collective intelligence of a nation, mobilized under the vision of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. Your Excellency, this journey is deliberate and inclusive. From the outset, we were clear from a policy perspective. Artificial intelligence is not just a technology issue, but a pathway to advance national development. And this strategy impacts governance, education, health, agriculture, industry, economy, and all spheres of society. Here, under the leadership of His Excellency and the Chief of Staff, we organized a high-level ministerial boot camp at Safari Valley. And at that, Honorable Emily said the FISA was the star minister in deployment of AI to do premix distribution fish. So Bernard, there you have it. Your Excellency, ministry designated an AI focal person, and these officers will now drive the implementation solutions in our public service to match the strategy that we launched today. I wish to express again our sincere gratitude to the President, John Dramani Mahama, because he's directed the Cabinet AI Bootcamp possible and identified key focal persons across all the.
This national commitment grew stronger during last year's Civil Service Week. The theme was Artificial Intelligence for an Efficient and Transformative Public Service. It was not just empty words. It challenged all of us. It called on us to rethink how we operate, make decisions differently, provide services, innovate, and achieve large-scale efficiency in a modern state. Mr. Chairman, Right Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Communications, under my leadership, has made a clear commitment to the head of civil service. We will drive AI integration into public sector operations so our civil service becomes data-driven, predictive, and citizen-centered. And we want at this point to highlight the role the Ministry of Finance is playing with deploying AI in the revenue management of the country. We are strengthening digital infrastructure, Mr. President, through 4G and 5G enabled services. Your Lordship, the Chief Justice, to implement this strategy, the government recognizes that strong legal and international frameworks must support our policy. As part of ongoing sector legislative reviews, the Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation is developing an Emerging Technologies Bill. This bill will provide the legal backing needed to deploy artificial intelligence and other frontier technologies in Ghana effectively and responsibly. At the same time, the ministry seeks to further strengthen key national institutions, including the National Information Technology Agency, the Data Protection Commission, and the Cybersecurity Authority. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we do so with responsibility. We are not interested in reckless adoption of AI. We are committed to responsible and ethical AI. We are aligned with global frameworks such as the UNESCO AI Readiness Assessment Model and rely on our legal and regulatory institutions. Together, we're building systems that protect fairness, ensure privacy, and foster trust. This trust marks the beginning of a clear journey. In conclusion, Your Excellency, I thank you once again for your support and direction, our development partners, and our sponsors, Spectrum Fiber, Margins, Oduma, Ostec, IT Market, and Hubtel, and everyone else who contributed to today's milestone. To the Right Honorable Speaker and Chair for the occasion, we count on your leadership in Parliament as the requisite legal instruments come before the House. To our special guest of honor, Your Lordship, the Chief Justice, I trust that the Judiciary will guide our ethical and legal application of artificial intelligence. Ghana stands ready and capable of leading and becoming Africa's AI hub by strengthening collaboration between government, industry, academia, and citizens. We will build a that owns its future in the age of intelligence. Thank you, Mochumika, and may God bless our homeland, Ghana.
Wow. I have been young, now I am old. I've never seen a speech like this in my life. Let's do it one more time for the Honorable Samonate George. Incredible stuff. Now I'm beginning to feel sorry for the next speaker. How are you going to top that? We have a number of nests, as the Minister mentioned. We'll hear from 3 of them in quick succession. The first will be the British High Commissioner to Ghana, His Excellency Christian Rogg, to bring us regards. Please put your hands together, Excellency, the British High Commissioner to Ghana.
Your Excellency, John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, and Speaker of Parliament, Right Honourable Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagbin, Chief Justice, His Lordship, Justice Paul Bafuboni, Honourable Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, Honourable Samuel Nati George, Ministers, Chief of Staff, Special Advisor to the President, Members of Parliament, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very pleased to join you today for the launch of Ghana's National Artificial Intelligence Strategy. And as I was preparing for the event, I was watching the news over the last couple of days, and I saw quite a bit of momentum building up to today's launch. And one article in particular caught my attention. The headline in Financial Times a few days ago was that today when Ghana stops watching the AI revolution and starts leading it. And I thought that was a very bold state, leading the AI revolution. I have to say, after the last presentation, I'm convinced that Ghana is in that space. But also it reminded me of an article that I read last year, and it was in The Economist, and it asked the question, who is leading the AI revolution? Is it the United States or is it China? And it came to an interesting conclusion, which was that when we think about AI, we probably focus almost exclusively on where are the most innovative AI companies, where are the data centers, where are the biggest investments. But actually, for the future, leading AI and who is leading it depends as much on those inventions as it does on the adoption. In other words, the countries leading the AI revolution, to some extent, are the countries that are really adopting the new technologies and that are doing so at scale. And when you think about it, invention and adoption are not the same things. Just looking at myself and the speakers today, we share one thing, which is we're all in public service. And when you look around the world, you can see that the governments that provide the best digital and technology-enabled services often aren't in those countries that are AI superpowers where the invention has taken place. So the conclusion really is that any country can be a leader on AI if they chose to do so in particular areas. And that's why I'd like to congratulate you, Your Excellency, the President, the Right Honourable Minister Samjo, and the Government of Ghana for your leadership in your drive in harnessing technology and artificial intelligence to support economic growth and development in Ghana. And really today's milestone reflects Ghana's digital and innovation journey, but it also reflects deliberate leadership and long-term ambition. As we've already heard, artificial intelligence is already reshaping global technologies, it's reshaping economies, it's transforming public services, and it is defining competitiveness around the world. We've heard about huge opportunities from improving healthcare delivery and agricultural productivity to strengthening public administration and creating sustainable jobs, especially for young people. And also, we've heard about the significant risks that relate to AI, and also that have the potential to deepen inequalities within countries, but also between countries. So, the United Kingdom's approach to artificial intelligence has always been very clear. It must be open, it must be secure, it must be responsible, and it must be resilient. I talked earlier about the adoption versus invention when it comes to artificial intelligence. In fact, when you look at the national AI strategy launched today, it demonstrates that Ghana doesn't only intend to adopt AI technologies, but to shape their development as well, and to shape their use in a way that is inclusive, that is ethical, and that is firmly aligned with national priorities. So standing here, speaking on behalf of the Kingdom, we're very proud to have worked in partnership with Ghana, providing expertise in development of the strategy. And this partnership on artificial intelligence is in fact just one strand of the UK-Ghana Science, Technology and Innovation Memorandum of Understanding. And the framework that we're using here is a strong foundation to do many other things. It's a framework that is in respect, in shared values, and in long-term partnership. And we're already looking ahead to the next milestone, just a few weeks away in June, when Ghana's National Research Fund will be launched, which we see as another key milestone. We've already heard about the contributing partners And I'd also like to commend the Tony Blair Institute for contributing technical expertise to the development of this strategy, alongside the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, which provided the critical local leadership and insight. And then finally, we're also proud to co-fund KNUST's Responsible AI Lab, which focuses on building long-term AI skills, research capacity, and responsible innovation, not just in Ghana, across Africa. So today, it's a launch, but we're also really marking a transition from strategy development to implementation, from vision to delivery. And now the test that lies ahead is to build the institutions, the skills and the partnerships that are needed to apply this strategy. And actually, we're at a very similar stage. We have recently launched what we call a number of AI exemplars, and they're quite similar to the project Ghana has announced in its strategy today. So there are lots of experiences that you can see we will share in the future. So finally, I couldn't help last night as I was preparing for today just to ask AI about what I should say made of this event. So I went into GPT and I asked, what are the lessons that the UK can learn when it comes to artificial intelligence, and what are the lessons
area Nene Tete Waka the third is also here with us. Thank you, sir. The paramount chief of the Ningo traditional area Osurago Jangba the 12th is also here with us. We also have Tache Nilaye Akwete the 10th, who's the Katamanso Manche, is here with us. Before he became a chief, we used to call him Lion, but we can't do that again. Otherwise, we'll be fine. It's funny, the minister is called Jata, and the chief is called Lion, so it's a very fierce day today. We'd like to hear from the other partners. Let me now bring up respectfully the head of office of UNED, Mr. Edmond Mukala, to bring us remarks. Please put your hands together for him. It's quite a long walk, so I think the applause should be there. Thank you.
Thank you. Your Excellency, President John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, the Right Honorable Albin Bagbin, Speaker of the Parliament of Ghana, His Lordship Paul Bafo Bani, of Justice of Ghana, Honorable Minister of Communication and Digital Technology and Innovation, dear brother, Honorable Samuel George, Honorable Ministers of the Government, of Ghana present here, ambassadors, members of the diplomatic corps, our traditional chieftain present here, the resident coordinator of the United Nations present here, leaders of the industry, distinguished guests, probably also our dear students who are watching us, ladies and gentlemen. It is really a distinctive honor and a profound privilege to address you today on behalf of UNESCO on this historic moment. The official launch, Ghana National Artificial Intelligence Strategy, that we are witnessing today. And I would like to begin first by extending our most sincere appreciation to Ghana, and especially to Your Excellency President Mahama for your visionary leadership. In launching this strategy, Ghana is not merely adopting a policy. It is making a bold statement about its future, a future where innovation is married to equity and where technology serves the collective progress of all Ghanaians, just as our chairman have really highlighted in the inaugural speech. Within the framework of this mandate, UNESCO has been steadfast in advocating for a human approach to AI. Our recommendation on the ethics and artificial realm, adopted by 194 member states, stands as the first global normative that places human rights and human dignity at the center of the digital reminder that ultimate measure and any technological advancement is not processing processing power or its efficiency, but its impact on the human condition. In Ghana, this mission takes on a particular vibrant meaning. A country as rich in heritage, linguistic diversity, just like Akko to us, and intellectual history, as Ghana cannot afford to have its identity diluted by global algorithms. So UNESCO that AI must be culturally grounded. For AI to be truly, it must understand and respect local knowledge systems. Speak the language of the people, just like Akuna demonstrated, and Mitwi and Guy and Ewe, and God knows how long I will take. So from the Nga to Ewe, could you imagine? The robot is speaking the language, and I can, that's embarrassing. So we're getting quickly in our language. So culture is not an ornament. It is the very soul of development. So by ensuring that this strategy reflects Ghana's unique cultural landscape, we are that AI becomes a tool for empowerment rather than development. The collaboration we witness today is a testament that we can be achieved through international solidarity. In coordination with the Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, UNESCO, bolstered by the generous and sustained support of the European Union, has been proud partner in this journey. We have seen firsthand the commitment of Ghanaian experts, policymakers, and as they translated global principles into localized roadmap that are specific needs of this nation. One of the most critical aspects of the journey has been the focus on capacity building. Throughout our joint initiative with the ministry, we have focused heavily on AI literacy within the public sector. We have seen Ghanaian civil servants engage deeply with the technical and ethical dimensions of AI, equipping themselves to lead a government that is not just reactive to technology, but proactive in steering it. So this is essential for a digital transformation without governance. It's like a ship without a rudder. So I recently held also a discussion with a Chief of Justice, His Lordship Paul Bofaboni, and regarding the UNESCO AI and the Rule of Law program, and which we're foreseeing to implement with the Judicial Training Institute within this year. Furthermore, we celebrate the completion of the validation of the readiness assessment methodology that Honorable Samuel just highlighted report. This diagnostic process has been one of the most comprehensive in its kind. It has examined the legal, technological, economic, and social infrastructure of Ghana with a level of detail that provides a truly robust foundation for this strategy. The findings of RAM report confirm what many of us have known, that Ghana possesses a dynamic digital ecosystem and a workforce that is free for innovation. But it also highlights the urgent need for continued investment in data governance, specialized education, ethics-based oversight. So today's launch is therefore much more than a ceremony. It is a result of rigorous participatory process involving academia, the private sector, and civil society. It reflects the realization that an AI strategy belongs to the people. It's about the teacher who uses AI to personalize learning for a student in a rural school. It's about the farmer who uses satellite data to protect the crops. It is about the artist who uses generative tools to reach a global audience while preserving Ghanaian aesthetic. Look, UNESCO remains deeply committed to supporting Ghana in the next phase, implementation phase. We will particularly focus on strengthening research and innovation ecosystem to ensure that Ghana becomes and remains a hub for AI development on the African continent. Excellency, your leadership today sends a powerful signal. It says that Africa is a consumer of technology, but a creator and a governor of it. By anchoring this strategy in human values, you are positioning Ghana as a global house for responsible innovation. So allow me to conclude by thanking the dedicated teams from the Ministry, UNESCO, the European, the United Nations colleagues, and some of them will be speaking even short, who have worked tirelessly to bring us to this moment. To the people of Ghana, I would say that the future is yours to shape. Let us move forward with the confidence that we can. Ensure artificial intelligence.
Let's put on one more time for Mr. Edmond Mukala. And we'd like to say we're live on a number of television stations and radio stations who are carrying the launch of the National AI Strategy here. We also want to be chairman of the committee that will look at the AI law if it ever makes it to Parliament. The Honorable Abednego Bandim and members of his committee are here. Let's acknowledge. He's the MP for Bunkurugu. Thank you for being here, and thank you for the support from Parliament. The final solidarity message will come from the United Nations Development, and the resident rep is here in the person of Mr. Niloy Banerjee. Please put for the head of mission for UNDP, Mr. Banerjee, as he is from the United Nations. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Bernard. Good morning. I'm a little intimidated. Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, Excellency Minister Sam Norton, Lordship, Chairperson, Ministers, Deputy Ministers, my dear UN colleagues and members of the diplomatic community, traditional chiefs, it's very nice to stand here with you. I have 5 minutes, and Bernard will start rolling his eyes if I go on too long. So it's in 2 short stories. The journey, the shared journey of the UN with government and the people of Ghana. Excellency, I arrived in Ghana just a month before the elections of 2024. And so in 2 months, as you formed your, I started to pay the courtesy visits to various ministers and ministries. So I met this dynamic minister who spoke at length about his vision for digital transformation. Ethics, which has come up quite a bit. Fairness. Why should our people not have the full benefits of AI? He reminded me that AI must not create the new digital divide. He told about building a large language model in the languages of Ghana. He told me about the Million Coders program. I was blown away. I'm not a techie, economist. And economists assume everything. They assume it's a perfect world. I was blown away. I said, what is the one intelligent thing I can say to this person? Because he is so knowledgeable. He's so driven by his vision and his passion. So I made light noises. A couple of months later, I get a call from him saying, we need to do a digital boot camp, AI boot camp. I looked up boot camp. And off we went. We went to a 2-day retreat where, yes, Minister Emilia Arthur, you were the champion. And Minister Sam George, you led us to, not only did our cabinet ministers and senior directors and focal points participate, even I became AI literate. And now I have outsourced all my intellectual work to AI. So, colleagues, today, I think that Minister Sam George said to me in our first meeting, is that he wants to make Ghana the shining city of hills in the digital and AI transformation. So today I say to you that with this great moment, this time where the strategy has come to life, I get another phone call from him saying, now let's take it to the road show, take it to our people. I want to end by quoting one of my favorite authors, the French author Victor Hugo, who said, nothing can stop an idea who's Ghana. Your time to be the shining city on the hill with AI is here.
Wow. Thank you so much. That wasn't AI assisted because there was no speech in front of you. So, Banerjee, let's applaud him one more time. Acknowledge all sector agencies and board chairs of the agencies. On this, we can't mention all, but if the NCA and their exec, let's give them a round of applause, because obviously the leading agency under that ministry, thank you all for being here. We now have the distinct pleasure of our guest of honor. Our guest of honor is His Lordship Justice Boni. We are deeply honored by the presence of one of the nation's most eminent judges, His Lordship Justice Paul Bafo-Boni. As a distinguished justice of the Supreme Court, he has spent his career as a pillar of the judiciary. Appointed to the Apex Court in 2008, he has dedicated nearly 2 decades at the highest level of our legal, helping to shape the nation's jurisprudence with profound insight, fairness, and a commitment to the rule of law. His Lordship is celebrated for his sharp mind and has been pivotal on the bench during some of Ghana's most landmark rulings. His Lordship assumed the role of CJ on 1795 and has the distinct privilege of being the CJ to over the 150 years of the life of the Supreme Court in Ghana. Amen. With these few words, we'd like to welcome our guest of honor, His Lordship Justice Paul Bafo-Boni, to bring us guest speech.
Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Alban Sumana Kingsford, the Deputy Chief of Staff of the President, Dr. Valerie Sawyer, Honorable Ministers of State, Honorable Ministers of Parliament, the exes of the Diplomatic Corps, Nime, Name, the traditional and religious leaders, esteemed colleagues from the Judiciary, leaders of industry and academia, media partners, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Songs do not arrive with fanfare, yet they carry with them the seeds of lasting consequence. This gathering is one such moment. We are here to unveil a national strategy, but more than that, to mark a decisive shift in our posture from watching to shape, and from teaching, reacting to leading. It is an acknowledgement that forces transforming our world will not wait for us, and that our duty is not merely to keep pace, but direction. In that sense, today is a clear of intent that Ghana will not approach the future passively, but will engage it thoughtfully and with purpose. Your Excellency, artificial intelligence is no longer a distant concept come to laboratories or academic discussions. It is already part of our daily lives. It is shaping decisions, transforming economies, and often quietly redefining how societies organize and how institutions function. The question before us, therefore, is not whether we will engage with artificial intelligence. We're already doing so. The more important question is on what terms that engagement will occur. From the perspective of the judiciary, which I heard, this is a moment for careful reflection. Every new form of power, whether political, economic, or eventually finds its way into the courtroom. When that means, it ceases to be merely a matter of innovation. It becomes a matter of rights and of justice. For that reason, we must be clear from the outset that no matter how technology may be, and no matter how efficient it appears, it must remain subject to the rule of law. If I may put it simply, technology must serve, and justice must never be made to serve technology. Our constitution may not speak in the language of our God or data systems, but it speaks with clarity in the language of values: freedom, justice, probity, accountability, and for human dignity. These values do not become less relevant of artificial intelligence. If anything, they become even more important. They provide the guardrails within which innovation must operate, and they define the limits beyond no system, however sophisticated, should be allowed to go. Your Excellency, the potential of artificial intelligence is considerable. Within the justice sector alone, it offers possibilities, improving case management, enhancing the quality and depth of legal research, and expanding access to justice for many who currently find it difficult to engage with the system. It holds promise for reducing, improving consistency, and bringing the cause closer to the people. These are not minor improvements. There are changes that could significantly strengthen the administration of justice. At the same time, it would be unwise to ignore the questions that accompany these possibilities. Who designs these systems? What assumptions or biases built into them? How do they arrive at their conclusions? And ultimately, who bears responsibility for the outcomes they produce? These are not abstract concerns. Where decisions affect liberty, property, or dignity of individuals, never be sufficient to say simply that the system decided. We must therefore be clear about one central point. Justice cannot be automated. It can be supported, it can be enhanced, and it can be made more efficient through technology, but it cannot be replaced. At its core, justice requires judgment, technology in a responsible direction. Its emphasis on ethics, accountability, and inclusion is not incidental, it's essential. In that respect, it places Ghana in a position not to be able to adopt the innovation, but to shape it in a manner that is consistent with our constitutional values. That said, no strategy, however well conceived, can implement itself. Its success will depend on the collective effort of many. Government must provide clear and consistent leadership. Our universities and research institutions must train individuals who understand the technical dimensions of artificial intelligence, but also its legal and ethical implications. The private sector must innovate with due regard for the broader public interest. Civil society must remain vigilant in safeguarding rights and freedoms. And judiciary must be prepared to interpret the law in this evolving space, to provide guidance where necessary, where appropriate, to set limits. For our part, the judiciary has already begun to take deliberate steps in this direction. Recognizing that preparedness must precede adoption, I have initiated a program of structured engagement with artificial intelligence for the justice of the Supreme Court. I'm pleased to note that the first of such sessions took place just last month. It is a modest beginning, but an important one. For if we are to interpret, guide, and where necessary restrain the use of technologies, we must first understand them, not in abstraction, but in practice. We are ready to learn to adapt and to ensure that the use of technology within the justice system enhances rather than diminishes the quality of justice delivered. At the same time, we remain committed to our fundamental role, and that is to ensure that power, in whatever form it presents itself, is exercised within the bounds of the law. In the years to come, ladies and gentlemen, we are likely to be judged not simply by how quickly we adopted new technologies, but how wisely we govern their use. That perhaps is the more enduring measure. As we move forward, it is important that we do so with a sense of balance, with vision, certainly, but also with vigilance, with ambition, but also with restraint, and with innovation, always guided by integrity. If we are able to maintain that balance, then artificial intelligence will not diminish our humanity. Rather, it will support and deepen its It will not weaken our system of justice. It will help to strengthen it. In conclusion, I wish to commend all those who have contributed to the development of this strategy. It is an important step and a thoughtful one. The Judiciary stands committed to working with all stakeholders to ensure that in the years ahead, innovation and justice develop side by side, each reinforcing the other. May God bless you and may God bless our homeland Ghana. I thank you so much for your attention.
Transformation is underway, from agriculture to healthcare, from education to finance. Data is being created. The nations that harness it will shape.
Artificial intelligence is our lived reality today. From your vehicle to the air conditioning in your room, to the fridge in your kitchen, to your phone that you use, everything is powered by artificial intelligence today. We cannot run away from it. But the question is, are we going to remain consumers of technology? Or are we going to take the commanding heights of determining how AI works for us?
Ghana's journey into artificial intelligence has been deliberate and collaborative. Through national consultations, stakeholder engagements, technical workshops, and strategic partnerships, the foundation for an AI-powered future has been steadily built. In 2025, key bootcamps and knowledge exchange initiatives helped deepen expertise, align priorities, and accelerate national readiness. This has been more than preparation. It has been a movement. Today, Ghana's ambition is being matched by action. A new $1 billion investment commitment from the United Arab Emirates reflects growing global confidence in Ghana's economy and future-ready development agenda.
Cabinet has also approved recently $250 million for the AI Compute Center. And basically what this signals with our AI strategy launch is that Ghana is positioning itself to provide compute infrastructure.
Under the leadership of President John Dramani Mahama, Ghana has set a bold ambition to become the AI hub of Africa, a future where innovation drives prosperity, opportunity, and inclusion for every Ghanaian.
Core of this is that we've decided that this is not just going to be one of those political things where you just tick a box, and that's why the entire AI strategy was not developed by politicians, it was developed by academia. We reached out to the Responsible AI Lab in the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Professor Jerry Ponyo, who leads that team, led the development of this. We reached out to industry, Mr. Darlington Akogo of Moremi AI and Mino Health AI. It's part of that, was a co-lead in developing this.
The Ghana National AI Strategy is our blueprint as far as development and then adoption of AI in Ghana is concerned. And it spans a number of years. We started working on the AI strategy as far back as 2023. In recent years, what we have done is to do a revision of the existing draft and bring it to completion.
Ghana's national AI strategy is built on 4 pillars: data as a national asset, compute infrastructure for the future, talent development, and responsible governance and real-world impact. This is more than policy. It is a national commitment to transformation.
There is a broader vision that has been carved out for Ghana with reference to where we want to be as far as AI is concerned. And so looking into the picture, we are looking at a 10-year strategic plan which guides us as far as implementation of AI in Ghana is concerned.
From early conversations to bold investment, from collaboration to national action, Ghana's AI journey has been built with purpose.
By the 10th year, which we are looking at around 2035, Ghana will become a big player as far as not just AI, but artificial general intelligence is concerned.
AI is here, it's part of us. We need to embrace it. We need to make sure that we use it to better our circumstances. With this strategy, government is going to have a whole of government approach to ensure that every facet of our public life gets the full benefit of artificial intelligence. This strategy document is for the Ghanaian people.
We have laid the foundation. We have defined the strategy, and now we are ready. And now we move from preparation to action.
Was a snippet of the journey. We'll be bringing up stage a man you saw in the video to walk us through key highlights of the AI strategy soon to be launched. So let's receive Professor Jerry Jonyo to come and walk us through that very important part of the program. Thank you, Prof.
Your Excellency, President John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, Right Honorable Alban Kingsford Sumana Bagbin, the Chairman of the occasion and Speaker of Ghana's Parliament, Your Lordship, Justice Paul Bafuboni, the Chief Justice of the People's Republic of Ghana, Your Excellencies, members of the diplomatic community, honorable ministers, honorable members of parliament, members of the judiciary, traditional leaders, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we stand at the cusp of a profound technological revolution. Artificial intelligence is not just a new tool. It is a key to accelerating our national, economic and sustainable development objectives. This presentation provides an overview of Ghana's artificial intelligence strategy for the next 10 years. This strategy is our comprehensive roadmap for taking advantage of the transformative power of AI to improve our economy, make our government services better, and enhance the overall quality of life of the Ghanaian people. This strategy is not the product of a single office. It is the result of extensive research, stakeholder consultations, and a strong shared commitment to Ghana's digital future. This effort was led by the Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation under the able leadership of the Honorable Samuel Nate George and his predecessor. We also received invaluable support from our international development partners, including GIZ Fair Forward and the British High Commission. In addition, local academic and private organizations like the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology's Responsible AI Lab and Mino Health AI Labs provided important help in coordinating the process. To ensure this strategy is truly reflective of our national interests, we embarked on a deeply consultative process, holding expert interviews with over 40 entrepreneurs, engineers, policymakers, policy think tanks, and traditional leaders. We moved through 7 major stakeholder engagements that refined our initial drafts. At our first consultation, government officials, academia, industry leaders, and tech innovators gathered to shape an inclusive AI ecosystem for Ghana's development. Following this, our academics and members of the academia community convened at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology to discuss the precise steps needed to finalize our AI development plan. We then consulted with members of Ghana's judiciary who powerfully highlighted the need for an ethical and legal framework that supports innovation while strictly protecting our nation's interests. We also consulted the Parliamentary Select Committee on Communication for their input. Additionally, as has been mentioned, at a ministerial AI bootcamp led by the UNDP, we engaged with ministers and their AI focal persons to receive their input. We also engaged the Ghana Digital Economy Policy to guide our steps. However, we also acknowledge the weaknesses. We are currently hindered by a scarcity of quality localized data. And anybody who is familiar with AI will tell you that garbage in, garbage out. If the quality of your data is bad, forget about your model. Many of our communities still face limited access to reliable power, high-speed internet, and cloud infrastructure. We also recognize a lack of coordination among the actors in our tech space, as well as an understandable public skepticism and fear regarding what AI means for the future of traditional jobs. In fact, we had many people asking us the question, is AI going to take away my job? Yet, the opportunities ahead of us are immense. We are perfectly positioned to become the regional AI hub for West Africa. By adopting AI, we can drastically boost inclusion and efficiency in vital sectors like agriculture, healthcare, transportation, fisheries, and the likes. We can expand natural language processing to protect and digitize our local Ghanaian languages. And most importantly, we can build thousands of new high-value jobs across the AI value chain. But we must be vigilant about the threats we must guard against. We face the very real threat of brain drain, as our brightest local tech talent seek opportunities abroad. We risk widening the inequality gap if we do not enforce strong data privacy laws, or if automation disrupts traditional jobs without robust reskilling program for our people. Finally, we cannot rely solely on short-term donor-funded initiatives. Our ecosystem must be self-sustaining. Understanding all these realities, what is the vision for Ghana's AI strategy as we look into 2035? Ghana 2035, the AI-powered society. By 2035, we are looking at a transformed society where Ghanaians have the capabilities and the enabling environment to be competitive in the global digital economy, firmly positioning Ghana as the leading AI hub in Africa. To realize this massive potential, our strategy provides a comprehensive framework built on 8 essential areas of focus that seamlessly builds one upon the other. We must begin with our greatest asset, our people. We must aggressively expand our AI education and training to ensure every Ghanaian has the skills to survive and thrive. By updating our educational curricula to include AI, data science, and coding from the primary school upwards, and by ensuring these programs reach individuals with disabilities and those in the informal sector, we are building a foundation of widespread digital literacy as far as the AI space is concerned. Armed with this education, the next logical step, which is the next pillar of the strategy, is to explicitly empower our youth for the AI jobs of the future. We project training at least 1 million youth and 10,000 AI researchers by 2035 by developing targeted reskilling programs and offering tax incentives for AI startups. This will ensure our young dynamic population lead the digital economy rather than becoming victims of automation. However, talent cannot truly soar without the right physical foundation. That is why there is the need to aggressively deepen our digital infrastructure and inclusion. And Your Excellency, I dare say that the big push finds expression even in the digital space. We must bridge the urban-rural digital divide by building innovation hubs outside Accra. Indeed, Ghana is not only in Accra, outside Accra. Concurrently, we need to drastically increase our energy capacity by 0.5 to 1 order of magnitude yearly. We must also aim to build computing capacity up to 10 to the power 25 floating point operations per second by 2035 to support world-class AI compute clusters right here in Ghana. As we build this massive infrastructure, we must also secure it. We know that AI models require vast amounts of quality data, which brings us to the crucial need to facilitate robust data access and governance. Fully aligned with the UNESCO recommendations on the ethics of artificial intelligence, we will enforce strict data sharing policies, launch open data initiatives like the Ghana Data Exchange Hub, and protect citizens' personal data to ensure absolute data sovereignty. With secure data infrastructure in place, we must then connect our innovators. We must coordinate a robust AI ecosystem and community. By linking our tech startups, university networks, and traditional institutions across the country, we will create a shared environment of knowledge that retains our brightest minds at home, culminating in a Ghanaian Global AI Summit to attract major investments in Ghana. A connected community allows us to effectively accelerate AI adoption across key sectors of the economy. The strategy recommends the launch of 5 pilot projects in high-impact areas like agriculture, healthcare, transportation, and the likes. Furthermore, it is projected that we create a globally competitive AGI lab and 10 Ghanaian AI unicorns to drive real-world solutions that boost our economy. To sustain these sectors, we must not merely consume foreign technologies, but invest deeply in applied AI research to create our own AI solutions right here in Ghana. The strategy strongly recommends adopting a producer-led approach by establishing a natural language processing center of excellence to develop AI tools in our local Ghanaian languages. We must ethically digitize our rich oral histories and aim to create 1 trillion tokens of Ghanaian data sets by 2035, ensuring our technology speaks for us. Finally, for all this to succeed, under your able leadership, Your Excellency, the strategy pushes for the promotion of AI adoption within the public sector. We must train public servants to lead AI projects and mandate the use of locally created AI solutions, such as our own large language model, which has been christened Ghana Chat. This will optimize our resources, protect confidential government data, and deliver faster, more efficient services to the good people of Ghana. A strategy, however, is only as good as its execution. The following key actions have been outlined by way of implementation in the strategy. Within the first year, it is proposed that government establishes an independent, well-resourced, responsible AI authority. This authority will champion ethical AI deployment, oversee ongoing monitoring, and coordinate implementation of strategy across all sectors. It is also proposed that we establish a national AI office under the Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation to directly manage our interministerial coordination and execution. To fund this transformation, the strategy proposes the setting up of a national AI fund with a seed capital of 5 billion Ghana cedis, rising to 15 billion by 2035. This fund will serve as the financial engine for our local startups, applied research, and national infrastructure projects. Through these deliberate investments, we aim to attract 200 billion cedis in foreign direct and private investment, which we project will help AI contribute a massive 500 billion by 2035. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, the success of this strategy does not rest with government alone. It requires a whole of society approach. Today, we urge the vibrant startup ecosystem, the esteemed academic institutions, traditional leaders, civil society, and international development partners. Let us collaborate in implementing this strategy. Let us co-create an internationally connected yet proudly Ghanaian AI ecosystem. Together, we can take advantage of the power of artificial intelligence, improve the lives of people, and set a resounding example of digital leadership for the entire African continent. On behalf of the team who have been working day and night on this strategy, we just want to say a very big thank you to Your Excellency and the Sector Minister for the opportunity to have participated in this important exercise. We thank you.
Thank you very much, Engineer Professor. The speech is very powerful, very powerful. I'm lucky it wasn't another Jerry John. This is just Jerry John Ponyo, so I can send him a sheet of paper and nothing happened. There was another Jerry John, you can't try. We'd like to acknowledge the Chief Director of the Ministry and his team for their hard work, Alexander Yao Afo. Please give us a wave, and his team. The Deputy Minister as well, Adam Sukwaru. We now want to introduce the President, but we will do it in a way that no technology can replicate. So we have our best wordsmith. He is known as Nana Asase, and is going to tell us who our next speaker, His Excellency, is. Ladies and gentlemen, Ago. Oh, I said Ago.
Done. We are learning to tell our own stories. And is this life not truly one big story, and are we all not travelers? I am this lonely dreamer, traveling to distant homes to nurse my germinating journeys and to seed my adventures as fruit for my death. I am the one who lives on those diagonal junctions way before GPS was invented. I came to take you out of the realm of artifice into the realities of Africa, my people. We gather to speak of artificial intelligence, but I come to tell you about my brother's intelligence. Call it Anyami intelligence. On the whole, let us call it African intelligence. Good morning, Africa. Welcome to the center, where truly the Creator cooks his food and sends to the rest of the world. It simply says that we are learning to beat our chest and call it as good a drum as any animal skin could ever be. Good morning, Africa. We are learning that it takes a child and an adult to make this life one big span. Good morning, Africa. You know the riddles of these, my ancestors. You taught me well. And you place power in my hand so that when I touch knowledge, it rests firmly in my head. We are learning to bridge tradition and modernity so that everything we know from the realms of our ancestors, we code in technology. With the tap of a single button, my people, our minds are not replaced. Everything we know is simply enhanced. Welcome to the day that Ghana finally decides we have been consumers for a very long time. It is high time we become the creators that we are and show the paths, the lungu-lungus, the highways, whichever way it takes to ensure the world sees our minds clearly like a mirror. We are like that prism refracting different facets of Africa. Our lives are beautiful, I tell you. Our lives are beautiful with all in its inequalities. Our lives are beautiful with all its stains and colors. Our lives are beautiful because we are creative. Can I tell you a beautiful story? Can I tell you a simple story? It is very short. That says your seat is meant for you, and the burdens of a great vision weigh the shoulders of the mind. Your Excellencies, I have learned that artificial intelligence is a conglomeration of all our lived experiences, encyclopedic knowledge, and then the steps we take forward. And so from these junctions we have learned that the road ahead is longer than the one we have left behind, and so we take our responsibility into our hands. Leadership becomes that walking stick that steps before us and casts shadows to the left, to the right, behind us or forward. We choose to go forward so that the future will point its hand backward at us and say, Sankofa is what we want to do. It would simply say that when a child points his hand at an elder, it's a greeting, it's a blessing, or so many other sabbaticals I dare not mention. When the future will point its hand at us, it would be a blessing to say that truly Sankofa and ancestral wisdom have a place in where we stand. Our ancestors truly laid a solid platform for us to tread on. We seek to be efficient. Beyond the realms of machines stands the control of men. But the combination of man's mental abilities and the place of machines to give efficiency now speaks of artificial intelligence. And so we definitely know. Just like fire, AI is spreading the world over. It can be a bad master, you know. And so we need to train, control the taps and tell it where to go. This is our simple mission, if I got it right. Enti, your free computer kitenkiti. Yes, you have to tell me kitenkiti biya senyaka. If you try afasu, edi refugee BM ewagana. Okono biya bisa wakatro mse ene. Yebe yi kwan. Yambe yi kwan yamfa from. Yambe yi kwan amfa from him. Oshe brenwa. Yebe yi kwan efa brenwa. We are building digital pathways so that the past, the future, the present come together in a seamless ball that we probably might not see, but we can actually activate our full powers from now. 50 years from now, 100 years from now, everything we commit in this room will be seen in the future. But right now as we sit here, 1694, when none of us were born. We can actually tell secret meetings that happen, read documents that have taken place all over the world, my people. Welcome to this new age. It simply says everything we know, everything we hold here is relevant, needs to be protected, and this is our opportunity. No paper gets torn and shredded, no memory gets evaporated, and nothing is lost to chance. Ago. I am a consumer of statistics, I am a consumer of history, but I am also a consumer of quality. I dare tell you, we deserve organic growth, and so we are not in a hurry. We simply say we will not die the death of dreams, and so we choose to hold the past in the present, and that is how we can pass the good baton to the future. A good matter is short, and when a matter is good, do not send it through many tongues before it gets to the ear for which it is intended. Because even among the kings, my people, there is an elder, and when the elder speaks, even the elder has a mother. But mother comes back and defers to Nana Brewetia, the proverbial old lady who leans on the third leg of wisdom, the umbilical with which our elders commune with earth and seek to teach us wisdom. We are ready to listen to the head of the clan. We are ready. The elders are seated. Among the elders there is an elder, and we ready to listen to the elder seated among the elders. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, it is in order to ask you to drop your phones at this moment. It's your right, yours. It's yours. We are learning not to put our hands together anymore. We might disturb the construction workers. Let us beat our chest, my people. Let us beat our chest. Let us beat our chest for visionary leadership that says others have worked. We are simply here to consolidate our gains. I cannot hear you, my people. I cannot hear your drums loud enough. Can we beat our chest, ladies and gentlemen, as we ask you, Your Excellency, with all respect, we do not discourage you. We simply go down. We simply rise. And say, until you rise, we do not stop beating our drums, Your Excellency. We are waiting to hear you. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Okay.
Thank you. Kindly resume your seats. The chairman for the occasion and Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Kingsford Sumana Bagbin, His Lordship Justice Paul Bafuboni, Chief Justice, our hardworking Minister of Communications, Sam Nate George, Ministers of State, senior government officials, our traditional leaders, members of the diplomatic corps, heads of government institutions, captains of industry, friends from the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Aku is the new sensation. I was asking Sam George if he would consider appointing her as ambassador for AI for Ghana. And when Ben said Nana Sasi was coming to perform, he said something that only humans can do. Ben, you will be surprised at what Aku can do with the mastery of the number of Ghanaian languages she has. Nana Sasi, she's threatening your job. Maybe the next time we'll have her performing your poetry. But thank you very much. I have this joke with my friend from Margins. I remember at one of the CEO summits, he made AI read his speech, and it was an avatar of him reading the speech. And so anytime I meet him physically, I ask him, is that you or is the AI version? But thank you very much, and it's a great honor to join you today for the launch of Ghana's National Artificial Intelligence Strategy 2025 to 2035. This is a significant milestone in our national journey towards a digitally empowered, innovation-driven, and globally competitive Ghana. It's also a statement of intent that Ghana will not be just a passive consumer of technologies shaping the future, but that we're going to be an active participant in designing, governing, and deploying them for our national transformation. Not too long ago, conversations about artificial intelligence were dominated by fear. Many spoke of its dangers, its disruptions, and its potential to diminish the human role in society and work. Today, however, the global conversation has evolved. Nations are increasingly embracing the idea of AI for good and developing strategies to guide the ethical and productive use of this technology within their own context. This shift reflects an important truth, that technology is not destiny. Human choices, public policy, and responsible leadership determine whether innovation will serve the common good. Ghana is determined to be part of that forward-looking global movement. Around the world, AI is already transforming healthcare through faster diagnosis and improved patient care, modernizing agriculture through precision farming and yield predictions, reshaping education through personalized learning, strengthening security through intelligent systems, and improving public service delivery through automation and smarter decision-making. From disease surveillance to financial management, from logistics to administration of justice, AI is no longer a speculative technology of the future. It is already a strategic development tool of our present. For Ghana, the question is no longer whether AI will shape our future. The question is whether we will shape its use in ways that reflect our national priorities, our values, and our aspirations. I'm aware that the rapid advancement of AI also raises legitimate concerns, particularly about jobs and the future of work. Many citizens worry that machines will replace human labor, leaving workers vulnerable and excluded. As a responsible government, we take these concerns seriously. A simple principle would therefore guide our approach. AI must enhance human capabilities and not diminish human dignity. We'll pursue a human-centered, inclusive, and responsible model of adoption consistent with the values of industry, which emphasize not only efficiency but also resilience, sustainability, and the centrality of the human person. We'll invest in upskilling and reskilling our public sector workforce and support workers across sectors to adapt and thrive in this new era. We do not intend to surrender our people to technological disruptions. We intend to prepare them to lead in it. Our vision is therefore clear: to position Ghana as a leading artificial intelligence hub in West Africa and the wider continental region, driving innovation, creating jobs, and strengthening institutions and delivering inclusive national development. Mr. Chairman, this vision requires leadership from the top, and that is why I recently packed all my ministers and senior government officials into the National AI Bootcamp. That decision was deliberate. Leadership must understand the tools that will define our future. Department and agencies to drive measurable adoption and integration of technology, including artificial intelligence. Transformation must not remain rhetorical. It must be measurable, accountable, and results-oriented. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our commitment to AI is not merely aspirational. It is already evident in policy and implementation. In the 2026 budget, government prioritized the deployment of artificial intelligence across strategic institutions. For example, the Ghana Revenue Authority is currently using AI-driven systems to reduce processing time, minimize errors, identify revenue leakages, improve compliance, and strengthen domestic revenue mobilization. This is only the beginning. Across government, AI will help streamline operations, improve responsiveness, and support evidence-based policy making. If we use it wisely, it will enable us to deliver public services that are faster, that are more transparent, more efficient, and more citizen-centered. Ghana is blessed with a youthful population that is energetic, innovative, and increasingly engaged with digital technologies. This demographic strength can be one of our greatest national advantages in the age of AI. But youthful potential must be matched by structured opportunity. And that is why education and the workforce development are among the core pillars of this strategy. We must equip our people not only to use AI tools, but also to build, govern, improve, and apply them to solve our national problems. This commitment is reflected in our 1 Million Coders program, which aims to equip young Ghanaians with digital and AI skills at scale. It will help build a robust national talent pipeline, stimulate innovation and entrepreneurship, and position Ghana competitively in the global digital space. The pilot phase of the 1 Million Coders program conducted last year enabled the ministry to assess readiness for nationwide rollout. The portal is now open and more than 100,000 applications have already been processed. Citizens can register for more than 15 courses across 10 disciplines at learning centers that are close to their homes. This year alone, the ministry aims to train at least 300,000 Ghanaians as the program continues to expand. These are more than just numbers. They represent opportunity, employability, and national preparedness. The Right Honourable Speaker, as we pursue this agenda, we must also confront a critical reality. Many existing AI systems are trained on data shaped by foreign culture, languages, and assumptions. As a result, they often fail to reflect our values, linguistic diversity, and cultural context. Thank God Aku could speak all our languages. We must address this challenge. Ghana cannot build a meaningful AI future using systems that do not understand our Ghanaian realities. We must invest in local data ecosystems, promote the integration of our indigenous languages, and support the development of context-aware AI systems that reflect who we are and serve the needs of our people. And I was giving the minister the example of an AI app that we have, and my daughter used it recently at home. My wife has a cactus plant, and it was not thriving. It seemed to be wilting. And so she took one of the AI apps, and she pointed at the plant, and it diagnosed that the plant was being given too much water. And it said that it should be watered just once a week. And so she told the gardener, and he started implementing the once-a-week watering. You should go and see the cactus. It's looking so alive. But with that same app, we can use it on our farms to identify diseases and, agricultural practices. But lucky my daughter could read English and read the diagnosis. What of the rural farmer who does not read or write English? We should be able to have our local language interpret what the AI has diagnosed, so that he understands what the problem with his crops are. And so, in other words, we must not only use AI, we must localize AI. The national AI strategy is therefore built on strong, thoughtful pillars. These include ethical and responsible AI development, education and workforce readiness, AI-driven industrial innovations, robust data governance, research and ecosystem development, and the use of AI to improve public sector performance and service delivery. At the heart of all these pillars is one imperative: capacity. At the heart of all these pillars is one imperative: capacity. Without skilled people, strong institutions, secure infrastructure, and sound governance, no AI strategy can succeed. And that is why this strategy places equal weight on innovation and responsibility, on ambition and safeguards, on investment and inclusion. Ladies and gentlemen, AI cannot thrive without infrastructure. Data, computing power, connectivity, and energy are now as strategic to the digital age as roads, ports, railways, and power plants were to the earlier eras of development. The government is therefore taking steps to strengthen our national data center and ensure that our digital backbone is secure, resilient, and capable of supporting the growing demands of the AI systems. We are building deliberately because infrastructure is the foundation upon which innovation rests. I'm therefore pleased to announce major financial commitments towards our AI agenda. Ghana will invest $250 million to establish a world-class AI computing center. In addition, government will commit $20 million to support the short to medium-term implementation of the national AI strategy. These investments are bold but necessary. The proposed AI computing center will serve as a net center for research, innovation, and enterprise, enabling Ghanaian talent to build solutions not only for our country, but also for the wider African continent. However, we recognize that government alone cannot build a thriving AI ecosystem. Success will require strong partnerships among the state, academia, civil society, industry, and our development partners. This strategy is itself the product of such a collaboration, with contributions from the Ministry of Communications, Digital Technology and Innovation, that's Sam George and his team. And let me also acknowledge the UK High Commission for your support in developing the strategy, the GIZ, the UN group, and Responsible AI Lab at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, and other industry stakeholders who have all been helpful in this process. I wish to express the gratitude of Ghanaians to you. So to all our partners, I say thank you. And to those who have yet to join this effort, I extend an invitation to partner with us in implementing this strategy. Invest in Ghanaian talent, support Ghanaian innovation, work with us to build an AI future anchored in inclusion, shared prosperity, and African relevance. This strategy will be implemented over a 10-year period with clear targets and indicators across all its pillars. We intend to monitor progress closely and ensure that implementation remains disciplined and purposeful. One of the most critical steps will be to establish a responsible artificial intelligence office to oversee implementation, coordinate stakeholders, and drive the strategy's objectives. By 2035, our ambition is to have built a truly national AI ecosystem, one that expands literacy and access, strengthens job and entrepreneurship, supports local innovation, deepens data sovereignty, promotes indigenous language technologies, and improves the performance of the public service. We envision a future in which AI is embedded across our educational system, where innovation hubs flourish beyond Accra, where universities lead in frontier research, where Ghanaian startups scale globally, where our informal sector and persons with disability are not excluded from technological process, where we respect gender in terms of the rollout of AI, where our civil and public service becomes fully capable of leading AI-enabled transformation. The Curriculum Review Committee of the Ministry of Education, which is reviewing the basic level curriculum, has been tasked to complete its work by the end of June this year. And we'll be introducing AI, coding, robotics, and electronics at the basic level to prepare our children for the digital future ahead of them. This is the Ghana we seek to build. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this strategy does more than set policy direction. It issues a national call to action. It calls on government to lead responsibly. It calls on academia to innovate boldly. It calls on the private sector to invest with confidence. It calls on our youth to prepare with urgency. And it calls on all of us to work together to ensure that AI becomes a force for inclusion, productivity, creativity, and national progress. Let us therefore move forward with confidence, with discipline, and with ambition. Let us build an AI future that is not imported, but is shaped by our own values. Let us deploy innovation not for its own sake, but in the service of our people. And let us ensure that in this new technological age, Ghana leads with vision, purpose, and responsibility. And so, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chairman, at this juncture, it's now my singular honor and privilege to officially declare the National Artificial Intelligence Strategy of Ghana duly launched.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. You will now take his seat. Please be seated. So the strategy which His Excellency has launched is on its way via a robot, and it will be delivered to His Excellency the President, the first official copy of the National Artificial Intelligence Strategy. So we invite His Excellency now to come up stage to unveil the strategy document that has been delivered to him by an AI-powered robot. So he's displaying for the very first time the National AI Strategy. Hip, hip, hip. Hip, hip, hip. Hip, hip, hip. Thank you very much indeed. While His Excellency is there, we will take a few quick photographs. So first invite the chairman and also the special guest to join him for a quick photograph. So Excellency, Right Honorable Speaker, please join this. We'll take a quick round of group photographs. Yes, sir. Robots are running marathons and delivering packages. So this is the first photograph. The CJ, the Speaker of Parliament, and His Excellency the President. The next one would invite the Sector Minister, the Honorable Samonate George, to join the three leaders of the three arms of government. So Honorable Minister, please join them. The last photograph will involve all those on the front row. So Madam Sawyer, the ministers, British High Commissioner, and the sponsors, all of you will join. All front row, please come up stage for the final photograph. So our ministers here present, UNDP, UNESCO, British High Commission. So after this, we would have the traditional leaders take one photo with His Excellency and the CJ and the Speaker. Yes. So after this, I invite Nime and Name to join His Excellency for the final photograph. So this is the photograph involving all our partners, our ministers and heads of institutions. A very big thank you. His Excellency, if you can remain with the Minister and the Speaker for the Chiefs to join you. The rest of you may take your seat. Our traditional leaders, please join the President, the CJ, and the Speaker, as well as the Minister. Minister, please remain for this photograph as well. Your revered traditional leaders are here for the final photograph. So Minister will remain with his revered traditional leaders who have come to support the launch of the National AI Strategy. And we'd like to thank all our media partners for streaming this program live. We really appreciate your support. So this is our final photograph for the day. After that, we'll go back to our seats for the national anthem, and the President, His Excellency, will depart. So this is our final photograph. We'll be putting up a QR code on the screen for you to download important material that you will need from here, including the program and the strategy as well. Thank you very much. You may resume your seats. Before we take the anthem, our chairman opened us with a very resounding endorsement from the legislature. It is only natural that after such an impressive launch, he comes back with his brief reflections on the program we have just held. So we'd like to respectfully now invite for the final time the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, the Honorable Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagbin, to bring us the closing remarks. Please welcome him with a round of applause.
Please, can I get another applause? I am the chairman of the occasion. As your speaker, I'm not Apple. So please, be sure that I'm natural, not artificial. I'm called upon to give you my reflections and maybe a few take-homes. But you all heard it. You've all been witnesses to the launch of the strategy. We told is the 2025 to 2035. And from the speeches delivered, you are already aware that is being implemented. I don't need to bother you with the take-homes, not even my reflections, but have a few points of my own that I'll give you to take home so that you'll be very confident and proud that once again, as the center of the world, we are being called upon to lead, not only in the sub-region, but as His Excellency stated, in the continent. As you know, Ghana, we never walk alone. We always work with everybody. And this is not the first time that we have been given this defining moment to lead. We've had it a number of times. And you all can recall all the number of times. But I'll just pinpoint a few. What is important for us not to lose our pride. Now, I just mentioned we are the center of the world. In fact, when I mentioned it outside to some of my colleagues in the US, in the UK, they were really stunned because they didn't know that Ghana is the center of the world. We have always had defining moments. And those of you who know a bit of history can recall the origins of the Black Star. The Black Star originated not because of just our color black, but because there was one Gold Coaster, now we are called Ghana, who was the only black person, a professor in Europe, lecturing in the universities, Dr. William Anthony Amo. That's as far back as 1729. And he was from Axim. That is where we got this black star, the lone black star. You also recall when we had to talk about the importance of education and how one of our Gold Coasters, now Ghana, was chosen to lead a research team to gather data as to how to go about educating the people in the African continent. And you can all recall Dr. James Emmanuel Kwejiri Agri. And so as far back as 1920, he came and taught Africa, 2021, to do this. South Africa inclusive. He was in South Africa in 1921. And when he spoke, they were interviewed about their impression. And they said, damn his color. The man is an angel. He even spoke better than the Englishman. That is a Ghana. The Ghana that we're talking about, our leadership role. You can also recall the first woman to be a judge, not only in Ghana, but in the whole of the Commonwealth. Justice Jackie Ruth Annie. And she single-handedly drafted the Declaration on the Elimination of Discrimination Against Women. That was another leadership role we played, and that was adopted by the United Nations. It's not from men, this is from a woman. So men and women are born free and equal. We have been placed in the position of leadership, and we have led a number of times. I will not bore you with the rest. That is why when they say, those of you who are not reading history, you can never be wise. History is full of lessons. And as His Excellency has stated, we are part of the global leadership. The launch that we've done is for us once again to take the leadership in the AI technology in West Africa, and as he stated, in the continent. Leadership must lead. Lead to create. Create the future, not wait for the future. And he's emphasized that we should not just, as usual, wait for something to be supplanted on us. we must do our own research. We need to inculcate our culture. We need data to do that. We need the realities of Ghana and Africa. We must also use AI in such a way that we localize it, not just as usual, follow it slavishly. This launch, as he emphasized, is a national call to action. And I'm happy from the delivery, action is already taking place. And so I want all of you to leave here assured that the few that I just cited, you sure we never failed. We succeeded in all. We now have professors all over the world. Again, here we are, and we are called upon to lead. I know we will not fail the people of Africa. We lead, we invite them, we move together, we will never walk alone. And together, we develop our continent so that we can be part of the global leadership in the AI. I thank all of you for coming, and may the good Lord bless us and our country. Ghana.
We thank the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, the Honorable Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagbin. We'd like to now rise for the closing anthem, after which His Excellency, the Speaker, and the CJ will leave us. Thank you very much. You remain standing as His Excellency, the President, the CJ, and the Speaker leave us. We also have our captains of the telco industry here and reps from key agencies who came to support us. We thank all of you, CEO of MTN, CEO of Telecel, and all our agencies within the technology space. Thank you for being part of today's program. Our revered traditional leaders, thank you very much.
Right, welcome to Good Afternoon Ghana here on Metro Television, and that was a live coverage of the launch of the National AI Strategy at the Labadi Beach Hotel, where you had the President, John Dramani Mahama, speak, also the chairman for the program, the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Sumana Bagbin. That was the live coverage that we brought you right here on Metro TV. It's time for us to get into a number of stories for the day, and then later we'll get into a conversation about who is leading the NDC into the 2028 election. There's a survey that has taken place. Professor Smart Sapon will join us, so we delve into that particular research, and also we'll talk about malaria today. Very important conversations coming up here on the show. My name is Desmond Okreku Danso, and Natasha Jamra is standing by with the latest news update. Hello, Natasha. Good afternoon. Take us away.
Okay, you're welcome to Good Afternoon Ghana once again. Up next is the news update. My name is Natasha Jamra. Coming up in the bulletin. President Mahama launches Ghana's National Artificial Intelligence Strategy, setting a 10-year roadmap to position the country as the AI hub of Africa. And the Ghana Grid Company Limited probes a Kosombo substation fire in the eastern region, which disrupted electricity supply to several parts of the country. Now let's move on to our first story. 2 persons have been confirmed dead, while another is in critical condition following the collapse of an illegal mining pit at Stansame in the Asin North District of the Central Region. The incident occurred in the afternoon of Thursday, April 23, while 8 miners were working inside a newly dug pit. Reports indicate that the walls of the pit suddenly caved in, trapping 3 of the miners. Take rescue efforts, but faced difficulties due to unstable terrain and the depth of the collapse. After several minutes, the 3 victims were eventually retrieved from the rubble. The sole survivor was rushed to a nearby health facility where medical personnel described his condition as extremely crucial. He's currently receiving emergency treatment for multiple injuries sustained in the